Hello everyone, I'm Kathy Powers, Superintendent with the Twinsburg City School District. Welcome to Twinsburg Schools Today. I cannot believe that we're at the end of the 2015-16 school year. And as our history goes, this is a really important show because today we're going to be interviewing 4 of our senior standouts from the class of 2016. Our first guest today is our senior, Justin Roberson. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
I'm so delighted that you're here. And Leah Diastalfo.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Well, are you excited?
Definitely,
Very,
yes.
yeah.
Very
I can only imagine it must have felt like you just started high school and here you are at the other end of things.
Yeah,
it's
it
really
really
crazy
does.
to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you think back to 4 years of high school, I'm sure that there are certain things that really are favorites, activities that you participated in, clubs and such. What are some of the favorite things that you did in your 4 years at Twinsburg High School?
Well, definitely for me, that would have to be running cross country for the 4 years that I did. I started cross country back in middle school in 7th grade and continued it all throughout high school, and it's just been a great experience. I formed a bond, a family with my coaches and my teammates, and that's definitely a decision that I would never regret doing those 6 years total of cross country. It's really taught me discipline as well as just a family aspect and a community aspect that can be formed with the sport. So definitely a great experience.
So much fun. If you could say something to Coach Komet, what might that be?
I would definitely say thank you very much for just teaching me, for guiding me. I always got injured throughout my time, so she always stuck with me, believed in me. So so definitely just thanking her for all the patience that she's had throughout the years.
Oh boy. And then you were on the cross country too.
Right. I would definitely agree with what Justin said. I was a member for 2 years, so I started my junior year. And I would say that they are the most welcoming group of people that I could imagine. And yeah, I had a great experience. And like Justin said, I would definitely say thank you to Miss Komet. She's a great coach in every aspect. So she really led us to success individually and as a team.
That's awesome. So you're athletes, and then I know that you are just the best students too. What are some of the favorite courses that you took at Twinsburg High School that you think really are preparing you for life in college?
Well, I would say my favorite, actually, I'll go back to sophomore year. I took AP US History. That was my first AP class I took, and that really that was a transition for me academically, because AP courses are really just a step above what I had been doing throughout the rest of my academic career. So I think that's really prepared me for college, because the studying, the amount of work that you have to put into that class, as well as just the discipline, the day in, day out studying, that really feels like something I'll be doing in college on a consistent basis. So I feel like that was the best preparation that I've had, as well as interesting course material, learning about all of American history. So, it was definitely a very important class I've taken throughout my high school.
So it started your train of AP courses. How many have you had right now?
I think 8, I believe, 8 total.
That's a lot.
So yeah, I've tried to take only courses that I was really interested in, instead of just taking them just to take them. So yeah.
And Leah, you had AP courses as well?
Correct. Yeah, I've taken 5. So definitely, to me, the most interesting ones, I've always been really interested in math. So I've taken a lot of electives in that area, but I would say that my favorite all-around class is one that I'm enrolled in now, which is Honors Humanities. So I got the opportunity to go to London in November for a week, so that was an incredible opportunity. And I think that class is definitely, it's a little bit different than the typical classroom setting, so we do a lot of discussions and things like that, where instead of taking just notes and things like that, so I think that definitely prepares for the transition into a college classroom.
What a wonderful memory you have of going international.
Right, yeah, it was a great time.
Now you're both members of Student Council.
I am not.
No? I used to be too. Like I started out, so in my early high school years, I was on Student Council.
Okay. But you're members of the National Honor Society.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
There you go. And so that is a service-oriented organization at the high school.
Right.
What are some of the projects that you got engaged in through being on Honor Society?
I'll start. We do a lot of different community service projects throughout the year. So just about a little bit over every month, there's a new service project to get involved in. So last year I was inducted, and I did a service project. I can remember caroling it was at Grand Village Retirement Home. So we got to sing and spread some holiday cheer and everything in that area. So that was a really good opportunity. And then I know that this year through National Honor Society, I'm going to be helping out at the Senior Awards dinner. So
Just around the corner.
yeah, there's a lot of different opportunities that we've gotten from that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any thoughts about any of the service projects you've participated in?
Yeah, I'd definitely say caroling was one of my favorite ones. That was something that just kind of got out of my comfort zone, I believe. So that was definitely a fun thing, and it's just amazing the amount of opportunities that NHS just offers you. With the officers forming their own projects and allowing the club members to go along with these projects and fulfill them out in the community. It's definitely, I feel like we've definitely made a difference in that sense. And we've also, improved ourselves and our willingness to serve the community.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in order to graduate from Twinsburg High School, you have to have a certain number of community service hours. What is that?
It's 40.
40.
I have a feeling you're way beyond 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you keep track of the numbers?
I was I had no idea, and then I was informed I was the third highest in my class, so I had, I think, like 450 total
Wow.
throughout high school. So,
That's
and that really,
amazing.
honestly, I don't know how that happened. I just I feel like they just added up throughout the summers. I do a lot of charity work and community service activities. So,
Why is it important for you to give back to the community?
I feel like the community is just what has made me what I am today, and I'm very thankful to Twinsburg, just especially my family and everyone that I've interacted with and came across to build me to be the individual that I am today. Because without this community, without this loving, welcoming community, I wouldn't have been able to, want to help, want to give back. You know what I'm saying? So that's really just built me up and wanted to improve my service and make sure that's one of my dominant aspects in my life. So.
That's remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Leah, you're hugely involved in the Chiari Foundation.
Right.
Can you tell our viewers a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I got involved my freshman year through Miss Taringo with the Chiari and Syringomyelia Foundation. So that is a group that raises money for those disorders and also related disorders. So I started my freshman year and then worked through sophomore year and then was hired by the charity as a paid position now. I've been working there for about a year and a half, and I'm going to continue through my freshman year of college.
That's wonderful. Mm-hmm. So you could give back to the community in that manner, too.
Yeah, definitely. I, like Justin, I agree that the service hours, they accumulate so fast. So the majority of my hours are from that organization. I think I have just for that one about 130. Wow. So it was a great opportunity for me, and like Justin said, to give back to the community that's given me everything. I think that I wouldn't be here without the support of Twinsburg, and through the schools and through the community, it's a really big deal in my life. So to give back is a great opportunity.
Now, you both have been students in our district since kindergarten?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, if you can think back, way back to kindergarten and moving forward, do you have a particular fond memory of any of the teachers that have touched your life?
Actually, yes. First grade teacher, Miss Browning. That was her name, and I remember her specifically because I had a problem in first grade where I cried almost every day, and I'm not even sure why. My parents, they didn't know what was going on with me, but I just remember her always just being supportive, and I don't know, whenever I was crying for whatever reason, she always was there for me and just to give me a hug and just support me. So I would definitely want to talk to her today and make sure, let her know that I'm just thankful for that and that, I'm okay now.
Well, you're such a confident young man, and it must have started back there then. She helped build that confidence.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure she took a very important part in just building that character.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
What about you, Leah?
I would agree. I had a really great first grade teacher as well, Mrs. Dixon, who moved out of the district now, but she pushed me really hard, I think, at the early age, and that propelled me until now. And I think that now in high school, I really admire two of my teachers, Mrs. Swinning and Mrs. McPherson. That's my, I had Mrs. Swinning for accounting and computers, and then Mrs. McPherson for a couple math classes. So both of them inspired me to go into that field in college too. So looking forward, they really had a great impact on my experience in high school and further on.
I think they'd be so proud, your teachers, to hear
Yes.
you say such
Yeah.
good things about them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, what about your parents? What kind of influence have they had on developing you into the wonderful young folks that you are?
Yeah, I have to say my mom has done a tremendous amount in that area, and as well as watching my brother grow and how he kind of like acted and behaved in high school, which was obviously great. It was a great example for me. And so my parents obviously had high expectations for me as well coming into high school. They wanted to make sure that I wasn't being compared to my brother, but that I realized how he was so successful and to make my own path of success as well. So I feel like my mom has always disciplined me from the beginning, making sure academics is first and before sports, before anything else, my social activities. So she's really guided me. She's been the guiding force, and she will continue to be the guiding force as I move into college. I'm sure she'll still be watching over me.
Absolutely, she'll be right behind you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. My parents have played a huge role in pushing me and everything. I'm the oldest, so I'm sort of filling that role for my younger brother. And yeah, I think they've set a great example in same thing that Justin said, putting academics first, getting everything done, and making sure I'm on top of everything.
That's great. They're wonderful to have behind you, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Supporting you all the way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what about plans after Twinsburg High School? What are you looking to do next?
Well, I'm a little bit of ambiguity going on in my situation. I'm trying to decide between 3 colleges right now: Xavier in Cincinnati, Cornell in New York, and Brown in Rhode Island. So it's a tough decision, obviously, at any circumstance to choose what's going on with the next 4 years of your life. And I'm sure all 3 are great schools, so I'm hoping by May 1st I'll be able to get in the deposit and be confident with my decision.
And you've been accepted at all 3.
Yep, accepted at all 3.
Such prestigious universities.
Yeah, thank you very much.
My goodness, that's wonderful. And what will your major be?
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be headed into psychology major and probably going to graduate school after that to just continue to get a more specified degree in that area.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
Thank you very
have
much.
a big decision to make here very shortly.
Yeah, very shortly.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
And what about you, Leah?
I decided I'll be attending the Ohio State University, and I'm planning on going in as a double major in finance and actuarial science.
Now, how did you get interested in that?
Like I said before, my 2 teachers, my accounting teacher and my math teacher, have always pushed me, and I've always been interested in that field, so I felt like getting the degree in business in the finance field and pairing that with actuarial science, which is heavy math, relating those 2 together, I can push forward in the subjects that I am very passionate about. So.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, yeah.
You have a bright future ahead of you, too. Well, if you could give a bit of advice for the 8th graders who will soon be freshmen at Twinsburg High School, what one bit of advice would you offer them?
I can go first if you want.
Go for it.
I would definitely say to really take the time to find what you're interested in, whether that be your activities or your schoolwork. I think a lot of times people will stack up AP classes or take classes that just following other people, but I think that's a really good opportunity to pick the classes that you want to take and you think you're interested in, and not just take classes because you think that it'll get you further or anything like that. So to find the ones that you like, which I did with math, and to use that time and figure out what you want to pursue in the future.
Very wise advice. What about you, Justin?
I would say definitely just appreciate those little moments, the football games, etc. You know, just getting out there and just having interactions with people, because these 4 years they flew by for me, and I really it's amazing just to look back at it and see how fast they went. So I'm definitely gonna miss Twinsburg High School, and I would say just appreciate every moment. And just find a good balance between academics, which is obviously very important for your future, but also just community service as well as socially. Just find a good balance between and athletically as well. Find a good balance and just be happy with yourself and what you're doing, and then it'll be a great experience the 4 years you're in Twinsburg High School.
Well, I can't tell you how proud I am of both of you.
Thank you.
Your parents have raised great young lady and a great young man, and I wish you all the best. Can't hardly wait to see you at commencement.
Mm-hmm.
And please make sure that you stay in touch with us, because we like to hear
definitely.
success stories out of high school too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on our show today.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. When we come back, we are going to hear from 2 additional senior standouts from the class of 2016. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Twinsburg Schools Today. We are having the very best show because today we are featuring 4 of our senior standouts. You got a chance to meet Justin Roberson and Leah Diastolfo in our first segment, and now I have 2 additional wonderful students from the class of 2016. First, Dimitri Mavrakis, and then we have Simi Gill. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited about hearing of all the things that you're up to, what you've done in your high school careers and plans after high school. If you can think about a particular club or activity that you're very proud that you were a member of, what would those be?
For me, it would have to be my soccer program and the Great Expectations Show Choir program.
Okay. How many years were you in soccer?
4 years, all 4 years of high school.
Did you have a particular place that you played?
Yeah,
Position?
actually, well, I moved around throughout my years. So freshman, I started at defense. Sophomore and junior year, I went to midfield. And then senior year, I was center back at defense again.
Great. And then you also mentioned Great Expectations.
Yes, I joined my junior year, and it's been one of the greatest experiences throughout both years, junior and senior year.
Just got back from Los Angeles.
Yes, very good trip. We performed out in California with some of the top groups, and we ranked ourselves among some of the best in the country.
National recognition.
Yes.
That's phenomenal. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Simi, what about you? What are some of your favorite activities at Twinsburg High School?
I think one of my favorites would definitely have to be the Interact Club. It's more of a community-based club, but most of our members are Twinsburg High Schools. And then the Environmental Commission with City Council is one of my favorites.
So you're involved in our community at large then.
Yeah.
And can you explain to our viewers a little bit about the Interact Club?
Yeah, the Interact Club, it was founded about 4 years ago. We run at the Twinsburg Library. Our advisor is Laura Leonard, and we do a lot of community service projects. Our basic motto is we like to do 2 international projects and at least 2 local projects each year, so we do whatever projects come to mind.
Nice. And then the other one is the Environmental Commission?
Yes.
And what are some of the projects you've been involved with that?
We had started the Cleanup in Twinsburg Day. We also do the Earth Day every single year at the Fitness Center, and we try to just educate for sustainability projects.
Wonderful. Why is it important to you to be involved in community clubs and groups like that?
I think it teaches you a lot. Like through it, you get like the networking aspect. Like I think like from Environmental Club was how I became part of the Environmental Commission, and from there I joined the other clubs that I was in. And I've just met so many amazing individuals through it and had so many opportunities that I wouldn't have had if I wasn't in them.
Now, if you thought back to your 4 years at the high school, do you have a particularly special course or class that, if you're thinking back about it, that really sets you moving forward into your future goals?
For me, it would have to be my sophomore year of English with Miss Grennert. She was probably my favorite teacher that I've had at the high school. She was very tough on her students, but she did it out of love because she wanted us to succeed. She really taught me like how to enjoy reading and use it as a tool in other subjects as well, because reading is in all subjects, and to really get the most out of all the information that you read.
So it sounds like some advice from Miss Grennert really has affected you.
Yes, Miss Grennert
Wonderful.
was my favorite for sure, by far.
Great. And what about you, Simi?
I think for me this year, my AP Bio class with Mrs. Thomas is definitely my favorite. I've always loved biology, but she definitely furthered that interest and made it something that I would want to major in.
Great. Now, how about other clubs that you're involved in at the high school? I think I understand that you're both in the Foreign Language Club?
The Foreign Language Honor Society?
Yes.
I'm not in the Foreign Language Honor Society, but we're both in National Honor Society.
National Honor Society. Okay, and what are some of the projects that you found were beneficial to you personally for activities through the Honor Society?
Like we said, we both did the hygiene drive last year, which was giving to foundations that promote health and like oral health care, like toothbrushes and donating stuff like that. And then this year I also did the calamity drill at the high school, which was about 2 weeks ago. So that's when we did a mock shooting, the police came in and everything, and that was a very great experience, great learning experience.
If you could expound a little bit on that, Dimitri. I know that there was a lot of planning that went into putting together the calamity drill with the city of Twinsburg. Why did you want to participate in that? What personal benefit did you have?
I really wanted to feel what it would be like in a real-time situation, because you can prepare for it, you can read about it all you want, but when you're in that situation, there's something different about it. You get that feeling in your heart. It's like that instinct feeling that takes over, and that's what I was really looking forward to getting, and I did get that from this situation because it felt real, very real.
And so moving into your adult life, How would that have prepared you for a situation?
Yeah, I think I'll be a lot better prepared for any situation that comes up out of the blue. Hopefully I'll be able to take leadership in that role if anything happens, God forbid.
That's for sure, God forbid. And what about you, Simi, as far as a community service project? I know you talked about Interact Club and the Environmental Commission. Is there anything else club-wise or community service-wise that you're particularly proud of?
I think with Interact, a lot of the projects we've done, like we had a masquerade ball in the Princess Prom, which was this year.
What was that?
Basically, we had a prom which was for little kids, and they would dress up as their favorite fairy tale or Disney characters, and we'd throw them a little party, and they'd have games and stuff, and all the proceeds went to Water for Life, which is a local foundation.
Nice. It's so important to give back, isn't it?
Yes.
So if you could think back to your earliest days at Twinsburg Schools, now have you both been students since kindergarten?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And I asked Leah and Justin the same question, thinking all the way back to kindergarten. Do you have a special teacher in mind that really affected you and helped you grow into the wonderful young folks that you happen to be?
Yeah, actually my 6th grade English teacher, Miss McGing, she was probably the most influential teacher that I've ever had. She was just caring in every way. She would always give us the lesson with a smile on her face. She would take the time out of her day to help anybody that was behind. And actually this year, I have to go back to her room because she made us write letters to our future self in 6th grade, so we have to go back and get those and read them and have a laugh at what we wrote about 6 years ago.
Do you remember?
No, I'm excited to read it. I do not remember what I wrote.
So you'll be visiting Miss McGing here shortly?
Yes, very
And she's
shortly.
kept those letters?
Yes.
What an interesting project for a young 6th grader to do.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if your goals are the same as they were when you were 6th grade.
I want to see. I
Yeah.
really want to see. I don't think they were, but we'll see.
What a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Simi? A favorite teacher?
Yeah, for me, it was definitely my 5th and 6th grade teachers, Mrs. Cotter and Fosnight. I feel like since I had them for 2 years and I had the same class, like we definitely got a lot closer as a group, and they were the first teachers to really make me love school.
And that was a looping situation.
Yes,
then.
it was.
That's great. Now, what did they do to make you love school? What kinds of activities or their demeanor? What was it that clicked with you?
I like the fact that like our class wasn't just focused on teaching, like there's a lot of activities, and with the looping situation, like it was a huge group. So like there's a lot of group work involved, and there's always different individuals to interact with.
Nice. So you've had very influential teachers through your 13 years here in the school district, but behind you has to be just a warm and supportive family. If you had an opportunity to say something to your parents or family members that support you, what would that be?
I would like to thank my brother, because even though I'm 10 years younger than him, which is kind of a big gap, he's really been my role model through my whole life. I've always looked up to him. He was a soccer player, he was a tennis player, he was a leader in all his groups in high school. So he's kind of been my archetype to follow in the steps, and also my parents as well. They're very supportive. They come to all our competitions. They came out to California with great expectations.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
And all my soccer games throughout all the years, ever since I was 8 years old, they've always been next to me. So, yeah, they've been a great support behind me.
Now, Mrs. Tringo tells me that you're studying Greek on this side, away from school. Why is that?
Greek has been a huge part of my heritage. My dad was born in Greece, actually, and my mom is 100% Greek as well. So we go to church every Sunday in Annunciation, Cleveland, downtown, and that's where most of my volunteer work comes into play.
Nice.
So I was the vice president of the Greek Orthodox Youth Association, and we also have a basketball team there that we play other churches from around the area. So you meet all types of Greek kids that are in high school as well through that.
Wonderful. What a great network you're building.
Yes.
That's fabulous. And what about you, Simi? What do you have to say to your family?
Yeah, I'd say it'd definitely have to be my parents, both my mom and dad. Like, they were immigrants. They came here with basically nothing and left their whole family behind so that they could start a life for us. So I have a lot to thank for them.
Absolutely. Well, and they have to be so very proud of both of you. Look at the wonderful people that you've turned into be.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you talked about writing to from your 6th grade self to your graduating self. Let's think about if you had an opportunity to meet with a group of 8th graders who are soon to be freshmen at Twinsburg High School. What kind of advice would you offer them?
I would have to say to find your balance, because my freshman year, I kind of overloaded myself with soccer and trying to have a social life as well and taking all honors classes and AP. So throughout the years, I've really found a balance a lot better than I did my freshman year. So yeah, finding that balance between having free time, academics, as well as extracurriculars, which is very important. That's probably the biggest thing that I would give them advice to.
And there's so many different things pulling at students today, aren't there? But to find what you enjoy doing, and that balance is so important.
Yeah.
I think adults have difficulty with the balance. I know I do. Yeah, absolutely. Great advice.
Thank you.
What about you, Simi?
I would say don't be scared to try new things. Like a lot of the things that I got into high school are things I haven't tried at all. And like especially this year, like I joined the Akron University Bhangra team, and it's an experience that I will never forget, and I'm really happy that I did it.
Now, what is that?
It's a traditional Punjabi dance, and
Nice.
I've been doing it since I was young, but this is the first time that I've joined like an official university team. It's definitely something I'll be pursuing in college.
Nice. So you find things that interest you, and you pursue those interests.
Yeah, and they're constantly changing, so I would say definitely like keep on trying new things no matter what year it is.
That's wonderful. So life after high school, I know you both have big plans. What are those plans, and what will you be doing?
I will be actually attending the Ohio State University, like Leah, and I will be studying business and then going into law school in the future.
And do you have any idea of what area of law you might want to study?
Either corporate or patent law.
Wow. So you have 4 years of college and then additional years on top of that
Yep.
after undergrad school.
Yep, that's the plan.
That's wonderful. And what about you, Simi?
I'll be double majoring in neuroscience and business, and I'll be on the pre-med track.
Pre-med. And then what would you hope to do with those degrees?
I would hope to eventually become a neuropsychiatrist and open my own clinic.
Wow. So just imagine it started in Twinsburg schools.
Yeah.
Wow. Anything else, any final thoughts you want to offer before we close the show today?
No, we're good.
I would just like to thank everyone at Twinsburg for helping make me who I am today. So,
Well, I said this to Leah and I said it to Justin. I am just so delighted and so very proud of both of you. Just imagine those little students in kindergarten just starting out, and here you're 13 years later and ready to step out into the next world, and that's the world of college. And you're taking Twinsburg schools with you. So thank you for representing our school district so well. And as I said to Leah and Justin, don't forget to come back and tell us about your successes, because it's just so great to know that we're just a little part of all that you're going to become.
For sure. Thank you.
So thank you so much. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our show today as much as I have had a great time interviewing our special guests. And we have a couple of announcements to end our show with. First of all, the big news, and I know our seniors here already know this, but commencement is Tuesday, May 24th. And again, this year is at E.J. Thomas Hall at the University of Akron. And we look forward to just a wonderful event. It's always a special night for our grads and their parents. And we look forward to sharing that special event with them. Also, a date that I'm sure the underclassmen already have on their mind, Friday, May 27th is the last day of school for everyone else in our school district, May 27th. And then on the other side of summer, the first day of school for the 2016-17 school year is Wednesday, August 17th. We hope you have a great summer. Congratulations to our class of 2016. Thanks for making us proud, and we'll see you soon at one of our many events here in the Twinsburg City School District. Have a great day, everyone.